Most dating advice tells men to fake confidence, memorize lines, or use cheesy tricks to get women. But what if I told you the most attractive thing you can do is to stop pretending altogether? Mark Manson's book models attract women through honesty. This isn't about cheesy lines or manipulative tactics. It's about becoming a man who women naturally want to be with. I'm breaking down the core principles of the book for your dating success. Pay close attention. Part 1. The core mindset, non-neediness and vulnerability. The anti-pickup principle, non-neediness. The single most attractive quality is non-neediness. It means you place a higher priority on your own perception of yourself than on anyone else's approval. The inverse law of attraction states, the less you need her approval, the more attractive you become. Needy versus non-needy examples in daily life. Principle. Needy example, seeking approval. Non-needy example, expressing truth. Time/availability. Canceling plans with friends last minute because she texted you to hang out. Stating a boundary. I'd love to, but I'm meeting my buddies tonight. How about tomorrow? If not, no big deal. Vulnerability in action. Bragging about your job title or money to try and impress her. Sharing a personal struggle you overcame. Starting my own business was terrifying, and I almost quit 3 times last year. But that struggle taught me more than any success. The power of vulnerability. Vulnerability is the willingness to express your true self, your desire, and your intentions, knowing you might be rejected. That willingness is pure, non-needy power. Honesty is a gift. Expressing your authentic self, your sexual attraction, your opinions, your boundaries, without expectation. This is what truly polarizes women. Part 2. Mastering the dating process. Polarization and the 3 categories of women. Your vulnerability and honesty will naturally polarize a woman. The goal is not universal approval. A non-needy man doesn't try to appeal to everyone. He's himself and lets the chips fall where they may. This polarization is attractive to the right women. Categorizing women. Unreceptive, clearly not interested. Strategy, acknowledge it and move on immediately. Do not try to convert her. Receptive, already attracted or interested. Strategy, escalate and move things forward, touch, flirt, ask out. Neutral, on the fence. The goal is to get her off the fence quickly. Strategy, use polarizing behavior, teasing, flirting, expressing desire, to force her into receptive or unreceptive. Inaction results in her defaulting to unreceptive/friend zone. Part 3. The 3 fundamentals of attraction. Manson argues that genuine, long-term attraction is built on 3 pillars, which he calls honesty. Fundamental 1. Honest living, the attractive lifestyle. Attraction begins long before you talk to a woman. It starts with the quality of your life. Live by your values. Create a life you genuinely enjoy, based on your own values, not what you think looks good to others. This includes your hobbies, your career, your friends, and your interests. Status indicators. Women are attracted to status, which is less about having a fancy title and more about how you behave around people and how you treat yourself. A man who has an enriching life demonstrates high status. The logistics of dating. If you want to meet a specific type of woman, you must put yourself in places where those women naturally congregate. Demographics. Your lifestyle literally brings the right women to you. Fundamental 2. Honest action, overcoming anxiety. We're tackling the biggest killer of dating lives, approach anxiety. This is where honest action comes in. That feeling of freezing up when you see a woman you're attracted to? We're going to dismantle that, piece by piece, right now. 1. The myth of the perfect line. Kill the fantasy of the perfect line. The truth is, attraction is judged on your vulnerability and non-neediness, not the cleverness of your words. Actionable tip. The best opening is an honest one. If you're attracted, you simply say, "Hey, I thought you were really cute, and I had to come over and say hi." No manipulation.
Excuse me. Hi. I just saw you up there, and I have to say I love your look.
We don't have to go. Insta page.
Take my number.
Number, indirect number.
2. The anxiety ladder. Incremental exposure. The only way to overcome anxiety is through consistent, incremental exposure. You train your brain that action does not equal danger. Step. Action. Honest action. Goal. Level 1. Basic. Ask 3 strangers for the time or directions. Get comfortable with the approach motion.
Where the library is?
I know it's a glass building, but I have no idea.
Level 2, comfort. Pay a genuine, non-physical compliment to 3 women, e.g., I like your jacket. Get comfortable with giving attention and hearing thank you.
I love your dress.
Level 3, intent. Approach 3 women and tell them you find them attractive. Get comfortable with sexual honesty and potential rejection.
Excuse me? Oh, I saw you from over there and you look fantastic, by the way. You know.
The rule: you must complete level 1 10 times before you move to level 2. You are training your brain that action does not equal danger. 3. Embrace rejection as a positive metric. This is the most important mindset shift. When you take honest action, a rejection is not a personal failing. It's a success of filtering. The neediness trap. A needy man sees rejection as a confirmation that he is not good enough. The non-neediness power. You, the man practicing honest action, see rejection as the woman saying, I am not compatible with your honest, upfront self. You saved yourself time. Every time you get rejected, you are strengthening your ability to be non-needy. You are building inner power. You are becoming a better man. So, stop waiting for the feeling of ready. That feeling never comes. Honest action is acting despite the fear. Your homework this week. Complete level 1 of the anxiety ladder. Ask 3 strangers for the time today. Do it right now. Don't overthink it. Let me know in the comments how your first level 1 attempts go. Fundamental 3. Honest communication, depth, not details. We've covered the mindset of non-neediness and the action of approaching. Now, you're in front of her. The conversation starts, but you hit a wall of small talk. Where are you from? What do you do? That's where connection dies. We break down honest communication, the key to building deep attraction. 1. Communicate emotion, not just information. Most men treat a first conversation like an interview. They exchange boring, factual information. Attraction is an emotional experience, not a logical one. Honest communication means sharing the feelings behind the facts. The interview trap. I work in accounting. Fact, boring. Honest communication. I work in accounting, and honestly, the paperwork drives me nuts sometimes, but I love the satisfaction of building something organized. Fact plus emotion plus value. Actionable tip. Start with how and why. Guide the conversation below the surface. Topic/fact she shared. Interview trap. Factual follow-up. Honest communication, emotional follow-up. I teach 5th grade. Oh, what's your favorite subject to teach? That's awesome. Dealing with kids that age must be chaotic sometimes. How do you manage to stay patient and energized every day? Focuses on her emotional labor/skill. I'm training for a marathon. How fast are you running your 10K splits right now? Wow, that commitment is serious. What deep motivation or emotional need does that training fulfill for you? Focuses on the internal drive/value. 2. The power of vulnerable self-disclosure. You create trust by leading with vulnerability. Share a genuine struggle or desire first. The needy way. Waiting for her to share something deep, hoping you can match it. The honest way. Sharing your story first. I started hiking after a really stressful period last year. I realized I desperately needed a break from screens and just fell in love with being outside. It's my sanity check. 3. Using teasing and polarizing humor. Flirting. Honest communication isn't just about serious sharing. It's also about creating a fun, dynamic tension. This is where playful teasing and polarizing humor come in. The misconception: many guys think teasing means being mean. Wrong. Teasing is playful, non-mean humor that briefly disrupts the status quo. It's a fun, non-serious challenge. Example: if she says she loves reality TV, so you're one of those. I knew there was a secret trashy side to you. I'll keep that between us, for a price. The goal: teasing allows you to flirt and create sexual tension without being needy or overtly aggressive. It signals interest in a light, confident way. It gives her a chance to tease back, which is a major sign of high investment. The rule: always have a genuine smile and a warm tone. If it makes her laugh or smile, it's working. If it makes her uncomfortable, stop immediately. 4. Setting boundaries through honesty. A man with high self-worth communicates his needs and boundaries clearly and non-apologetically. Neediness. Putting up with behavior you don't like because you fear losing her approval. Honest communication. If she's late without notice, you address it simply. Hey, when people are late without letting me know, it makes me feel like my time isn't respected. If we set a time, let's stick to it, or just shoot me a text. Scenario. She constantly checks her phone during your date. Honest response. Hey, look, I'm enjoying this conversation, but I feel distracted when you're on your phone. Can we put them away for the next hour? I'd rather have your full attention. Clear boundary, non-apologetic. The result, a woman who respects you will appreciate your directness. A woman who is incompatible will likely flake, which, as we discussed, is the success of the filter. Honest communication is not a trick. It is the courage to be yourself, flaws and all, and to invite her to do the same. This week, your homework is to practice vulnerable self-disclosure. What's the deepest, most honest thing you've ever shared on a first date? Let me know below. The final step, physical escalation and sex. You've mastered honest action to approach and honest communication to connect deeply. Now, we come to the part where most men freeze up one last time. Physicality and sex. Remember, attraction is an emotional process, and the physical is just the final, non-verbal expression of that connection. We're going to break down how to escalate physically without being needy or creepy. 1. The principle of non-needy desire. The biggest mistake men make is viewing physical escalation as something they need to get from the woman. This is the definition of neediness. The man practicing the model's philosophy views it as expressing his honest desire and allowing her to join him in that desire. Women are aroused by being desired. A key concept in the book is that women's arousal is more psychological than physical. They are turned on by the feeling of being desired by a high-status, non-needy man. Your job is to be physically assertive and sexually forthright in a way that respects her boundaries, but doesn't seek her permission for your desire. The investment ratio. When you escalate, you force her to make an investment. If she reciprocates, her investment increases. If she pushes back, you respect the boundary, but you don't apologize for your desire. 2. The step-by-step of physical escalation. Physicality should be treated like a natural part of the conversation, not a sudden jump. It's an incremental exposure of your sexual truth. Escalation level. Specific example action. Non-needy mindset / goal. Status touch, low risk. Taking her hand to lead her through a crowd, then briefly placing your hand on her lower back as you reach your destination. Mindset, I am confident and will lead this interaction. Polarizing touch, moderate risk. Touching her knee for 3 to 5 seconds while laughing and maintaining strong eye contact, then slowly removing your hand. Mindset, I'm testing her receptivity to my desire. The kiss, high risk. Instead of asking, say, I feel like I want to kiss you right now. Lean in 80% of the way and let her close the final gap. Mindset, I am expressing my desire honestly. Her choice to meet me is her investment. 3. Handling rejection non-needily. Scenario, you go for the kiss, and she turns her head slightly. Non-needy reaction, pull back, smile warmly, and say, totally fair. My mistake. Anyway, you were just telling me about your terrible boss. What's the worst thing he did this week? Acknowledge, pivot immediately, and don't apologize for your desire. The takeaway is simple. Guys, the only real dating advice is self-improvement. Work on your life, your courage, and your communication, and let your honesty do the attracting. Non-neediness is the key. Be the model of the man you want to be, and the right women will naturally gravitate to you. What is the single hardest part of dating for you right now? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.